Welcome to the GbasGbos podcast, new episode. Do you want to introduce yourself?
No, it's your boy Ben.
It's your boy. Your boy.
AKA Mr. I don't know. I don't have I need to think about it.
You need to think about
Something to think about.
Something to think about. If you don't get that reference, it's a long ass story, but if you want us to explain it, let us know in the comments somewhere. So your boy Ben, your boy Emmanuel, hopefully your man, not your man. The person who I'm the man knows who I'm the man. But today, what is the topic actually?
Wait. Let me reboot for a minute. We get it. I think it's something that has to do with inspiration. No, aspire to perspire.
Aspire to perspire. So, to people who don't get the sentiment, what is the meaning of aspire to perspire?
I don't know. It's just like those people giving motivational talks and all of that. Like, I don't know, man. But I don't.
Okay. Wait.
Probably you help me.
Yes, I will help you. So basically, aspire to perspire is a Nigerian thing, well, or at least it's commonly used in Nigerian circles. But I'm sure even if you are listening from another culture, it's something you can relate to as well. It is, those people that always give you can do it. You can do everything. Everything is possible. And it may be true, not saying it isn't. And it may not be true, not saying that it always isn't. If that doesn't, I hope that convinces and doesn't confuse you. You can see what I'm doing here. That is some aspire to perspire shit.
I think so too. I'm confused already.
You see, that is how I get you, because I'm aspiring and perspiring to inspire you.
You see, I've never ever been this confused before in my life, but now,
now you are motivated, bro.
What? I'm losing it.
Now you are motivated.
I'm losing myself.
So basically, for me, I have a healthy, maybe sometimes 1% unhealthy skepticism of aspire to perspire people, because it always, trips my bullshit meter when someone is always like, oh, yes, amazing, you can do it, yeah. Because, for a little background for me, usually I'm not an outside motivated person. I'm a very internal motivated. So things outside rarely ever motivate me apart from things inside. So it makes it a little bit hard for such things to move me. How about you, Ben?
Man, I don't know.
Are you susceptible to the perspiring of the aspirant?
No.
That is a loaded no. Explain yourself.
I mean, everybody's struggle is just different, right? You can't just be like, oh, this is it, you can do it. I can't do it. I have limited resources. You gotta understand, because most people don't make the effort to understand where this person is coming from. They just want to solve the problem. Probably, maybe I don't need to solve that problem. Maybe I don't even have a problem in that area in the first place, but it's just gonna be like, yeah. Yeah, what? I don't get it, but I guess maybe they have the people they are appealing to. So,
which is, I think, majority of the people.
Okay, so for me, it's just like, cut that crap, man. Cut that crap. It's just like you're telling me, like, oh, I could do it. I'm not gonna do it. But the thing is, I have limited resources. Give me a jump, then maybe I could do it. Or give me a hand, then maybe I could do it. But now, I could do it maybe in the next couple of days, months, years. But now I can do what? What you want me to go steal or commit a crime for me to do it or something? And that's the kicker of the whole situation, because most of them don't literally understand where the people are coming from or what's their situation like. They fail to ask that question. It's just like, oh, you have a problem now. We're gonna cure your madness.
So
really?
They don't understand that for the problem to have occurred, some things happened.
Something
so
happened.
They don't take those things that happen into account. Correct?
Yeah, it's just like let's I don't know. And the sad thing is, probably they have their own problems they've never even dealt with, but they just want to teach you how to be like, live your life or do something. And I'm like, not for me though.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate for a tiny second here.
Okay.
What if, let's say, the logic is that I'm just sharing my own good news, and hopefully if someone gets motivated. Okay, we know the Prince E type of people, right? We all know Prince E, right? The Prince E guy who say, you don't need to go to school. You just need to follow your dreams. You need to, school has been taken to court. Okay, all those type of people are very high on my bullshit meter because I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't work, But I think for majority of people that aspire to Perspire, I think maybe it comes from a place of, maybe, trying, if I can see it, it's hard for me, but if I can see it, it's from a good place of, trying to share their story, and hopefully their story is able to help you get to where you want to get to.
So if you're talking about somebody who's trying to share a story,
okay,
it's not going to force you. It's just like, this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
If it's something that you can take it. And if you can't take it, it's okay
fine
too.
as well.
It's not gonna be like you have to. It's not gonna be like it's mandatory. Like how you gonna be like example, the guy that says school is not mandatory. Really? Okay, maybe it's not mandatory, but how you gonna be a doctor without going to school though?
You're gonna go through the school of life, bruv. School of life. That is how you do it. School of life. And then you're gonna put the inspirational music like with piano and all of that shit,
I know, man. Nah, people's gonna be like, yeah, that guy's. It's okay, man. Probably, I know some people have funds to do it. Some people don't have funds to do it. It's okay. But the thing is, you still have to help yourself to grow individually. Because you might even go to school and not be educated, for sure.
Okay.
Right. But you can only educate yourself from whatever you learn in your environment. You have to just find your own information. That's just it. Because nobody's gonna give it to you.
True.
And nowadays, like, there's so much information as it's just so easy for you to be like misled.
Yeah.
And, so, like some people just see something like online, boom, post it. Like really. So it's just that bad. Well, it's just what it is.
Well, I think my own problem with Aspire to Perspire is that, okay, remove the fact that it just sounds like some, bullshit to me. It's just like, it's unrealistic, because for you to be able to do anything, right? Anything, it's hard. It's super hard. I know, because I've done things, Like, I don't claim to be the most doest of things that ever existed, if that is a thing, but I know that to start anything and to actually maybe even continue it is harder than starting it. And I think for most Aspire to Perspire thing, it's always like, no, you can do it. No, you can start your journey to fitness. No, you can start your journey to this, and you can start your journey to that. And I think for me, it ranges high on my bullshit meter because I'm like, yeah, but it takes a whole lot more than that. And again, maybe I'm in the minority here because people seem to like that, because people always want to, get started, and maybe that gets them, pumped up, 3 a.m. in the morning when you're supposed to be asleep, but you're on YouTube and you see this guy who is telling you that you can do everything you want to do, and you're like, yes, I can do everything I want to do. Then you wake up the next morning and you're like, don't do shit because you've forgotten everything.
That's one thing, but the main thing here is because the guy is appealing to them in a way, like maybe it's appealing to their emotion, like it's appealing to something that they need. And at that point, it's literally telling them what they want to hear. And that's it. Like, you could do it. You could do it. See, I just do it. Bruh, I didn't just do it. It took me forever to do it. And that's the point, because they never shared their own weakness. So if you're coming to be like, this is my story, you have to tell us the rough part, not only the sweet part. Then if we want to get motivated from the story, good. But you can't just be like, oh, you see me, I drove Bentley. What were you driving before the Bentley?
My Lamborghini.
Like,
shout out to Ty Lopez.
some crazy shit like that. I'm like, oh, I drove like, bruh, we're out here hustling, bruh. Shit is real.
Shit is getting real.
Like, I'm like, oh, this, because they always like, okay, it's just like somebody who's financially down, and the next thing they want to pitch to him is like, oh, look at me, come to my, what's it called? Come to my seminar. I'll teach you how to get ready in 1 month. Bruh, you're gonna go steal? I bet you go rob some bank. And then you're gonna be jail for the rest of your life. That's the fucked up shit. But I just don't know. And the same thing, I'm like, oh, slim tea, fat losses, and all of that, like, really, it takes work. But now, nobody wants to put in the work. They just want to have it. And the people selling that to them, they know, because they are appealing to something in them so bad. Something they want that they're not willing to work for. They just want it. again and then. So
basically, it's aspire to perspire works if on people, or is more likely to work on people who want the end result but don't necessarily want to sort of know how to get there with work and with the messy parts.
that's one. But don't get me wrong, it's gonna work on anybody because right, they just want to prey on your fears. Once they get you, you're him.
Can I ask you to come to one of my seminars, Ben, so I can teach you how to not be underweight anymore?
That's okay. I love being on the way.
What? What? You're cancelled, bro. Cancelled.
I love being on the way. So it's so messed up, but that's just what it is, right? It's always like
appeal to emotions.
Emotion, yeah, and emotions
and fear.
And any kind of emotion, like if you're scared, you're about to fuck shit up. If you're too happy, you're about to fuck shit up too. Trust me.
No, that one I know.
Yeah, about to fuck shit up. Like fear make people like do something like they can't even think that they will do it. And if you're happy, man, you born the ass to the game, like, oh, did I just do this? Yeah, you just did.
I'm on this table. Shake the table. Shake the table.
So it's like it's a whole lot of stuff. Like, but for me, like, it's not something like, because like you just gotta tell me what's real. Like, because if you're telling me your story, the way I do, man, I'm gonna be like, why is this that? Why is that? Why is this? And like this guy, and it pisses a lot of people up because I'm just gonna be asking.
Villain of the story.
I'm just gonna be asking one question, and you're like, are you interviewing me? And I just want to get my stuff straight. so like it just pisses me off, like.
Yeah. It is, at least for me, it's very off-putting because, like Ben said, I have no problem with people who want to be motivated or people who need, a jump start or a kick start. Really, I do not, But I think for me, what I have is, people that set out to do this, I don't always think it's with the best intentions, because even when, that's the fucked up part, right? At least for me, is like, even when it is with the best intentions, I always still look at it with skepticism, like, something, are we at sea, because something is smelling fishy here, because I cannot pinpoint, because it trips me up, man.
Nah, you should look at it with skepticism. You know why?
Why?
Because most of them are unreal, and it's a numbers game, right? So if you have like 10 motivational speakers, for example, and it is just fucking with everybody, what are you gonna do with the rest two? It's a winning though. So even though the rest two are preaching or saying their real path, you're still gonna doubt them because the 8 is so bad, and it's so sad. And but sometimes I like to watch it though because it makes me laugh. I'm like, Like, are you really doing this?
Okay, wait. So now let's get to the hard part of all of this, and I'm going to put Ben on the spot. So when you see your friends do aspire to perspire, when you see your friends, your friends, like your people do aspire to perspire, what goes on in your head?
I mean, if he's doing his stuff out there, like, I'm gonna compose myself, like.
Okay. So you're not gonna say anything?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Why?
No. It's just how you're hustling.
Okay.
I get it. So, but if he comes to tell me that, I'm like, I quit that bullshit, man. If he's telling me like, quit that crap.
Why?
But if he's telling his own audience and something, I'm just like, okay.
So you're okay if it doesn't come to you?
No, it's not because I'm okay if it doesn't come to me. Mm-hmm. See, the world is big enough for everybody to survive, and there's always gonna be a sucker either way. You can't save everybody, and you can't fuck shit up for your guy. So whatever it is, I'm like, okay.
But don't you have a moral obligation?
The question here is how you gonna define moral obligation. I think you want to bring that to the next, to the next episode, right?
Okay. We can bring moral obligations coming to an episode, a GbasGbos episode near you. But yeah, so I mean, for me, when I see my aspire to perspire friend, it's always funny. Oh my god, it's so funny.
It is, man.
It's like I try so much to not like lose my composure, because again, nothing on them. They're just doing what they have to do. But for me, it's just. Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, my locus of control is pretty internal. So if I want to do something or I don't want to do something, it's like the whole world can move different, and I'm just like, So when that happens and I see that and people are actually like, oh my God, yeah, I just lose it, man.
No, I'm gonna go to the back. That's like, I'll be at the back and everybody's losing their shit. I'm just gonna be like, okay.
But you're losing your shit to just like,
okay.
You're losing your shit in your head.
I'm losing my own shit. Like okay, if I'm this guy that make like I can be in the midst of people and I'm making up crazy joke in my brain that I don't want to tell anybody. And they're like, man, what are you thinking about? You have something this year? I'm like, nah. Actually, I have a lot this year, but I'm like, no, this is bad for the audience.
You heard that on the gbasGbos podcast. Anytime you're hanging out with Ben and he's not saying shit, he's lying to you.
Like,
you see, you have heard it from the Ben's mouth. He's lying. Okay?
So I'm just gonna stay at the back and just be like, I don't have a problem if you're doing your own thing, but just do you. Don't come and be like, oh Ben, this is it.
Bro, I've got, you have to discover financial independence, which is why I'm proposing this Bitcoin. Bitcoin. You have to subscribe to the Bitcoin.
Bro. You don't even want to get to that Bitcoin thing now.
Bitcoin can give you financial independence.
Like, okay.
We gotta wrap up soon, man. So
wait. I always keep my stuff low key, but for some reason,
low key like low key.
Low key like low key. But for some reason, I started spreading it all out on Instagram these days.
Spread it out, man.
Spreading it out.
We got some Ben in the house. Got Ben in the house. Got Ben in the house.
Spreading it all out. For some reason, these people with Bitcoin just keep shooting me DMs on like. Some of them even get a call with me, and I'm like,
I've seen it. It's so funny. I actually took photos when he was on one of those Bitcoin.
And I'm like, the guy was like talking a lot, like blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you sure you can do this? He called the ridiculous amount for me, and I'm like, all right, I'll look into it. The ridiculous amount is calling. I didn't even have it. And then like
Bitcoin.
You just like
Bitcoin.
You are just asking the wrong question. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me just say. You say like, can we get on call the next day? I'm like, sure. That's the hint.
Bro,
we never got on that call again.
All right, man. I think we've got to wrap it up. We've gone over our episode limit a bit, but if you're watching to this stage, I'm sure you don't mind because
shit is just funny.
Anyways, yeah, that has been Aspire to Perspire. If you have any Aspire to Perspire stories or opinions on Aspire to Perspire people, please don't hesitate to let us know. And if you are, able to come in to talk about aspiration to perspiration or inspiration to aspiration, you can also let us know.
Whatever rock you're about.
Whatever flicks your bean.
I think hope we've aspired to perspire in this episode.
Hope you are perspiring right now. You are sweating because we have aspired you and we have inspired you. Hopefully we have not confused, but we have convinced you.
To do what?
To live your life. Don't go to school.
To not fall in their trap, right?
Because to fall in their trap. Come on.
I don't know.
It's a leap of faith. If you don't take the leap, how will you have faith? How do you know you have faith?
If you don't take the leap, but if you take the leap, you fall so bad.
That's just the price of faith. And on that note, we shall end this episode of the GbasGbos podcast. It has been nice having you with us. Hopefully, it has been nice.
It has been nice, and I'll try to aspire myself to perspire myself
exactly.
To come up with a alias, aka next episode,
aka Ben shall discover his nickname for the person. Anyways, that has been us for this one. Hopefully, you take care of yourself. I shall catch you in the next or on the next gbasgbo's podcast.